Are you a beginner mountain biker looking to have more balance on the trails as early as your first ride out there? I'm going to show you exactly how. My name is David Davidson. I'm the co-founder of Mountain Bike Academy. We're on a mission to help 10,000 riders shred with confidence just like you. And look, here's the thing. There's 40 million mountain bikers in the United States alone right now. So if you're here to shred with confidence, go and watch this video. And when you're done, I want you to click the link below. It's going to show you our group called Mountain Bike Breakthrough, where I'm going to personally help you achieve those goals. So come join us. We'll help you get there as fast as possible. What I want to cover today is the 3 steps to have more balance on your first mountain bike ride. The crazy thing is you already know how to balance on a mountain bike. I just want to show you how. So what you don't want to do is hop up there and brace on your hands or pull on your hands. Instead, what we want to do is we want to create what's called a platform to stand on. Now, imagine this. If you're out on the trail, and I discovered this way too late, by the way. Imagine you're on the trail and you're riding down and your legs get super tired and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to quit. And you just feel like your feet are flying off the pedals, even if you're clipped in. So it's like the worst feeling ever, right? So this is exactly how I used to ride for about 6 or 7 years, and I would just hang on with my arms. Now, one of the benefits of this is that I had like pretty decent forearms. Kind of missed that. But all seriousness though, if you're a beginner rider, like you don't want to hang on for dear life. You want to have a process for confidence, right? So having that platform to stand on, the way we want to do it is very, very simple. You want to get off the bike first, okay? So not on a bike, just standing. I want you to stagger your feet. Whichever one goes forward first, that's your front foot, forward foot. Like you're going to use that one. Stand there like this. And then what I want you to do is on your front foot, I want you to press your heel into the ground and lift up your toes ever so slightly. And then on your back foot, what I want you to do is just stand up a little bit onto the balls of your feet. In other words, take your heel off the ground ever so slightly. Your feet are going to do this. So what you're doing is you're creating what's called a platform to stand on. And what you're going to notice is that you can move forward and back standing just like this. So standing on this platform, it's really, really important because you're going to do the exact same thing on the bike. I just want you to notice while you're off the bike that you can stand here and you can be totally balanced, barely without trying. So now what I want you to do is grab your bike, find an empty field, somewhere safe to ride. We're going to do something called a pedal press. Now here's the deal. I cover this in my 12 basics video if you want to go in here, but I'm really going to go in depth on exactly what this feels like and how to do it in this video right now. So pay close attention because I'm not kidding. I've had riders who have been on the bike 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, and they're good riders and they've never heard about this before. So it's called the pedal press. So what is a pedal press? A pedal press is very, very simple. We're going to move our feet in a way where it feels like we're pushing the pedals away from each other. Now, I got to give credit to some of my mentors, some of the creators of the Bike Instructor Certification Program and Shams March. They have a version of this, and also I've heard this as well from Ryan Leach. And their theories are really good, and just wanted to give credit to them. I'm not the first person to come up with this. I just wanted to be the one to give it to you. So here's the truth. What you're going to do if you get on the bike and you keep your feet flat or your toes pointed down is you're going to create an anti-platform. It's like so hard to balance on. Please don't do this to yourself. If you want confidence and balance in your first ride, you're going to want to do the pedal press. And why this is so important is a couple reasons. This actually does a lot for us. The first reason is that when we push our pedals away from each other, you can actually use your legs to brace forward and backward without using your hands at all. So it really effectively triples your ability to balance on the bike. Now, the other reason why this is so important, the second reason, is that when you increase the pressure between the pedal and your shoe, what happens is the friction super increases and they hold together. So you're going to basically glue your feet to the pedals even if you're not clipped in. So why this is so important is simply because if you're riding over rocks and roots and the trail is bumpy, then it keeps your feet planted to the bike. So again, super, super important. And I've had riders who have been out there on the trails for 20, 30, 40 years, and they've never even heard about this. And they go, oh my gosh, I tried it and I feel so much better now. I'm like, well, dude, you're an intermediate rider. So guess what? You're getting this nice and early. Now, how to do the pedal press, it's super, super easy. What you're going to do is you're going to take your feet and push them away from each other. Now, what you might notice is when you're doing this, you might feel like your front foot, the toe comes up a little bit. and the back toe is pointed down and the back heel is up a little bit. Don't overthink it too much. Just make sure that you can push your feet away from each other. Now, here's how I want you to practice this. Put on your helmet just for a little extra safety. Go out to a field or somewhere where there's nobody around and you can practice this without being disturbed because it's pretty cool. And what I want you to do is just hop on the bike, and with your seat out of the way, you want to ride at kind of a medium chill pace where you're not so slow that you're losing your balance and it's not so fast that you're worried about bumping into something. I want you to be able to pay attention to your feet and your legs and your hips as we do this exercise. So as you're doing the pedal press, simply start by starting with your feet level. Okay, I want you to feel how it feels. Lean on the bars, pull back on the bars just a little bit. Just feel how the motion feels, okay? Now what I want you to do next is I want you to engage that pedal press. Really take those feet and press them away from each other. So you want to do this where, okay, let's exaggerate it. Let's really push on this thing and see how hard we can push the pedals away from each other and see how much effort that takes. And then what you want to do while still standing tall is just do a little tiny pedal press and see how little of a pedal press you can do. Finally, you just want to do it where it's natural. It's like, okay, push your feet away. Now here comes the cool part. I want you to stand with a tall spine, bent arms and legs, and then just, while the pedal press is engaged, rock your body forward and backward without using your hands. And what I want you to notice is, okay, are you having to use your hands for balance? What you're going to notice is that you're actually standing on your feet. And this is really, really important because on your first mountain bike ride, the first thing you're going to want to do is have lots of balance through the feet. If you start off by fighting the bike, by grabbing the bars and pushing and pulling on them, your legs are going to be doing not a lot of work and your arms are going to be doing a ton of work, and it's not very fun. So I remember the first couple times I was riding, and I didn't know about this, I had really bad balance and it wasn't very fun. So for you, practice this in a field where it's kind of safe and activate that pedal press. Now, on your first ride, you just want to go in there and activate this pedal press. And if you find yourself exaggerating it too much, that's okay. If you find that maybe you forget a few times, that's all right. Just remind yourself and jump back into it. Now, I want to cover one more quick tip about this. With the pedal press, it really only kind of helps you the most when you're standing up. However, if you're going up or down and you want to kind of engage it, you can brace against that front foot using this move and you won't fall onto the bars as much. Okay, now that you've activated the pedal press and practiced around with being able to balance and make sure that you can put your weight into your feet with the pedal press engaged, next what I want you to try is a little bit of forward, back, left, and right movement, one at a time. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at that kind of gentle, chill riding pace where, again, not too slow to where you're falling over and not so fast that you're worried about bumping into people or things. And while you're at that chill pace, just move the bike side to side, wiggle it around, and see if you can, again, very gently move the bike with the hands. Now try doing it with your feet a little bit. Try it with the pedal press engaged, just rocking your weight onto your left and your right foot ever so slightly as you tilt the bike left and right. And then work on just sliding forward and back on the bike while this is engaged. Now, when you do this, you should feel freedom of movement and the bike just being disconnected from your body. In other words, your torso stays pretty still and you're able to just move the bike around under you. If you can do this, this is actually like 80 to 90% of how you get balance doing everything on the bike. So it's a pretty good way to start off. If you've gotten this so far, really proud of you. Thanks for giving it a try. So again, if you want to go out there on one of your first rides this season as a mountain biker and have more balance and less fear, one of the great ways to do that is to be able to get a little bit low using the pedal press. So we're going to talk about it in a lower voice. Get low with the pedal press. What we want to do is engage the pedal press while we're standing up tall, and then try to kind of hold that pedal press as much as you can and sink the entire body down. You might feel like you're squatting a little bit or you're hinging over at the hips. Both are okay. Again, the point is that I want you to get your torso lower as best as you can and kind of keep this engaged. Now, what you're going to find is the secret here is to form a triangle with your knees and the pedals like this. And if you look at it from the side, it just looks like a triangle. In other words, your knees are next to each other, not your front foot forward, knee is way out in front. Now, what this does is it allows us to preserve the pedal press in different body positions. Now, here's the thing. What we want to do when you're going over bumps, or maybe you're about to go down the trail and the trail is kind of changing directions a lot, if you want to get some more stability, you want to use a lower position. And when we're in a lower position, we want to preserve the pedal press because it still gives us the balance that we need. So low for stability, pedal press for the balanced platform. And when you combine these two things, you can actually be a pretty good mountain biker pretty quick. So I know it might not feel very comfortable the first time you do it, but I really encourage you to practice this. Now, I got to say as well, with this particular drill, it's true. If you struggle a little bit with getting the torso low, it's probably because of some weaknesses or some untrained muscles. And again, that's what the mountain bike breakthrough thing is for. So join us if you're like, I can't do this. It's really uncomfortable. It's actually probably not your technique. It's probably just your physical movements, and we train that in there. So come join us if you want. Either way, it's just good to know what's going on. So that's why I'm sharing this. Now, when you're in that lower position, you get the benefit of being balanced. You got the stability. Go out there and try it on the trail, on your trail ride, and have a lot of fun. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I got more for you, and we'll catch you on the next one where I do a deep dive into some other skills. Peace. I'll see you on the next one.